Hey guys, so it's Owen again for the second time. This is the wall of info, lol, OMG. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about the Navajo tribe, and I'm gonna be showing you all the things that I did. First off, the tribe's name is Navajos. They farmed beans, squash, and wheat, and many more things. They made bread, they ate the corn raw that they farmed, and they farmed sheep, and they also farmed squash, but I couldn't do squash, so I just did melons, and I couldn't fit sheep on there, so I just put sheep and then the second sign with the P. So the tools and clothing, they had spears, bows, arrows, knives, and swords. The men wore breech clothes, the women wore skirts, and all of this was made out of Yayoka fibers. The Navajos never wore shirts, which is weird. They kind of just had blankets around them. Symbols, they had a symbol like this. They were wealthy, and if they didn't have a symbol like that, it was a different color, then they were not wealthy. And if they had this other symbol, then it was they were either hunters, and then if it was just dirt, or it was cobblestone or stone, then it meant they were workers. So anyway, we'll start off with the poor one. So, not so wealthy teepee. If it was purple and it had brown around it like this, like that, it meant they were poor and they just had two beds like that. The workers' teepee, if it was just stone like this, then it means they were workers, or not workers, but like builders, I guess, and they would make the tools. I couldn't really make spears, so I just put, I guess, a hoe or an axe. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this, and I am gonna change it with a shovel. So that's a spear now, apparently. This is where they worked. Where he like carved the tools and stuff. And then over here is the wealthy teepee. If it was red with brown around it, then it meant they were wealthy. They had somewhere to like make their food or whatever. And I didn't really want to make a fire right here because I didn't have that much room. So I just put a furnace, I guess. And then you go down here, and this would be actually what it would look like, but it would probably be like a hole, and maybe not a round staircase, but like it wouldn't be this low underground. It would maybe be like right here or so. But anyway, you go down here, and this would be where they would sleep, because this is where the chief would live, I guess, for the wealthy, because he was wealthy. That's where he would sleep. Maybe his like wife or something, his kids, whatever. So they would sleep, and then you would go down here, and this would be it would be really, really cold down here. So that's where they would store their food, so it wouldn't get like, I guess, moldy or so, and it would be able to last a long time, like a month or so. And then you go back up here. This is the hunter's teepee. If it was brown with yellow on it, then it was a hunter's teepee. He has his little stuff over here somewhere to make his food, and then for him to sharpen his tools or whatever to go hunting, I guess back here I didn't really know what to put, so he would like store all the skin and stuff that he had. This is where he would be like actually making his tools as well, and then I don't know why I put this here, I guess I liked it. And then they all have paths. They all have paths connecting to the fire, so where they would make their food. This would be the trees that would be around them. This was the little sheep farm. And the reason their name's Jeffy is because if we didn't put a name for them, so like if we didn't grab a name tag or whatever and put them on, they would despawn. So that's why we put names on it. And me and my other friend, his name's his name's Cole. He helped me build most of this because I'm a really sucky builder. The wheat farm. This would be, this is a watermelon farm, but they didn't have watermelon, they had squash. But I couldn't make squash, so I just put this here, like just so I could have it. This is the farm. They would have grass around them. Little huts everywhere. I didn't want to make an entire village. There would be a lot more houses everywhere, and they wouldn't look like this. They would be, I guess, a little bit smaller and taller. But I didn't really want to do anything, or not do anything. But I just couldn't really make it any better because I'm a sucky builder. So anyway, they all have paths connecting to the fire where they would cook their food and get warm. And then you would go back all the way over here to the wall of info, LOMG. And this is where I would get all my information right now while I'm doing the presentation, so I wouldn't forget. And that's it. So just remember, the wall of info will find you, and he will eat all the cake that's in your house. So anyway, bye.